Quinn Lemley with Secrets of the Stage. This is the place where we pull back the curtains on the creative process. And today we are going to talk about speaking, coaching, and being an author. I have Renée Lee Rosenberg. Hello, welcome.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so excited you're here.
So am I.
You are a speaker, an intergenerational life coach.
Yes.
You're an authoress. You have the new book, The Artichoke Assessment, coming out. Mm-hmm. And that's coming out in October?
November.
November.
Yes, launch is November.
Oh, how exciting. Where are you doing your launch?
I'll be doing a virtual launch in November, the end of November, and then I'll be doing actually a live launch on 48th Street in Manhattan.
Oh, well then I will have to be there.
Yes, I'd love that. That'd be
Yes.
lovely.
And your first book is The Good Life After
Yes.
50.
Yes, it is. Achieving the Good Life, Tools and Resources for Making It Happen.
How wonderful. Now, how did you get interested in coaching people over 50?
Well, it's an interesting process because it didn't start with that, but it started when my clients started getting older. We just all get older, and I've been doing this work for many, many years, and I started out working with young clients, and then suddenly they started getting older, as I did myself.
Right.
And when I reached my 50s, I realized that this is a very difficult time for people. They get very confused, they get very upset, they get very depressed, and a lot of them were not happy in their jobs. And so I
all
decided,
the changes too that are happening with technology and
absolutely,
with the way we're doing things.
Absolutely. This was a time when the computers were just coming out, actually.
Wow.
And so people were saying to me, I can't work on a computer. And now
that's
it's
my
like,
dad.
oh, wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, but are you finding that people are having challenges if you're working with a 20 or 30-year person and they're dealing with older people in the workforce?
Oh my gosh, yes, Quinn, there are so many challenges. And I actually speak in Europe now about intergenerational communication because it's such a hot topic.
Wow. So give me some challenges that your clients might be having.
Well, so I had a client who was a very successful lawyer, and he worked in a very large law firm, and this was in downtown Manhattan. And he would work through his lunch hour, and he could never understand. And when he would come to see me, he'd say, I don't understand these people. They go out for lunch.
I think that's fabulous.
Yeah, I know, I did too, actually. But he couldn't understand that because if a job was due and they had a timeline, he would sit and he'd work through and he'd finish it. But someone from a younger generation says, hey, no, I'm going out, I'm going to relax. And there was nothing wrong with that. And then I'll come back and I'll finish and do the work. But he never could understand that, and they were constantly having issues together and just not getting along. So there were very different mindsets for people from a different generation. The older, the boomers, and now we actually have, they say, 5 generations in the workforce.
And are they all very different in their mindsets?
Very, very different. The thing is, however, Quinn, is they all want the same thing. You know,
what do they want?
They want to be happy at work.
Right.
They want a good life, and they want to achieve something. And they want their work to be meaningful. So if people could just understand that, maybe they can come together and work together. But they don't seem to understand it.
So you work in several different modalities.
Yes, I do.
Myers-Briggs, your resume is so vast in the subject. What are the tools that you're using now? Or are you using the artichokes?
Well, now, that's exactly right. The artichoke.
Tell about the artichoke. The Artichoke Assessment.
Yes.
This is so exciting. When you told me about your book, I just thought it was such a beautiful metaphor.
Yes, thank you.
Explain to our audiences why an artichoke and not an onion.
Oh, well, that's very easy, actually. When you think of an onion, what does an onion make you do?
Cry.
Absolutely.
Cry.
It makes you cry, and it's missing one very essential thing. It's
the heart.
Yes,
I love
the heart.
that.
And the artichoke has a heart.
Yes, and you have to wait for it, though, as you
wait and work
Yes.
Work to get to it. And that's the whole concept of the Artichoke Assessment. It's how do you get to your heart? How do you find out what's in your heart? And so much of the time what's in our heart is hidden. It's buried. It's buried by life stories, by problems, by other people telling us what to do, about activities that we're not interested in, about what's going on in the world. It's not there. We don't know how to find it. And so the Artichoke Assessment is about peeling away the layers to discover what's really in your heart and what's really important.
Can you walk us through some of the exercises that you asked?
Well, the exercises, as you see in the book, there's 12 chapters, and the book is in 3 parts. So the first part is about introducing the artichoke and telling you how you can actually go through the exercises. And in one of the chapters, I talk about the questions that you can ask yourself. So it's full of questions, and I say you don't have to ask all of them, just the ones that really call out to you, and make sure you record your answers. And as you're doing that, the next chapter is about getting choked, because
Love it.
Now,
Very clever.
The artichoke just has so much possibility as an assessment tool that when I started...
It has personality, right?
It does have personality, doesn't it?
Yes,
it does. Yeah.
When the person does the artichoke assessment, how do they come out, or how have your clients come out the other end?
Well, that's the interesting part, Quinn, because most of them fall in love with it.
Wonderful.
And it's not every client that actually wants to do it, of course. There are people who really want to do standardized assessment, and that's fine. That's really okay. You know, the ones where you send out and you get a computer tested and it comes back and they give you a whole sheet. And some people like that. And that's fine. But I had so many clients that were so anxious, and I used to run career groups for, I'd say almost 30 years. I ran 2 groups a week.
What were they anxious about?
And these people would sit in my groups, and I'd say, you know, what have you done well in your life? And they'd say, nothing. Oh, yeah. Isn't that shocking?
That is shocking.
Yeah. It's very sad, actually. And I said, well, we'll do an assessment. They said, I don't really have anything to say. Don't give me an assessment. So I realized that there are people who just don't want to take an assessment because they feel so frightened, so stressed, so inadequate. And it's a very sad, these were very sad people, but they were successful. They had good careers, but they weren't happy because they didn't feel that they were really doing things that they loved to do. And so when I started talking about the artichoke and about peeling the layers, they said, you know, this is interesting. And the artichoke really gets to you because it deals with your senses. You're peeling, so you're touching something, you're looking at something, you're tasting something.
Yes, just don't eat the prickly things at the bottom.
Yeah, there's the pricklies. You have to get rid of those. Those can get in the way. They can stab you, which is what happens in life. And then you get to the choke. And the choke is also what happens in life. You get choked up. It's an obstacle, and you have to peel it away. And so the peeling away is also a wonderful process. And when people are doing this and they're involved with their whole body and they're involved with their senses, they're starting to really open up and relax. And things start coming out. And it's pretty amazing.
Well, so what are some of the things that people have revealed by going through this process?
So I worked with someone who had been a teacher for many years, and she had never liked teaching. She was pushed into it. Yeah, I know. It's a sad thing, isn't it? And when she began teaching, the concept now in the family then was become a teacher, and you have the summers off. You can have children, and you'll be with your children on all the holidays, and you'd have a lot of time. But that's not true, because teaching is a very hard.
Well, a lot of preparation, a lot of grading, and
It's not the time in the classroom, it's that, but it's also all the time at home, the weekends, the holidays, the summer that you're working on your preparation. And so she was never happy, but she was pushed into it by her family who said, be a teacher, and she did. She became a teacher. And she was, when I met her, she was almost in her 60s.
Wow.
And this was a number of years ago.
So it was pretty much the majority of her life.
Her whole career, basically. Wow. Yeah, and she never really enjoyed it. But she did her work. She was a good, obedient person. You know, she was a good enough teacher, but never happy. Never happy. And she's one of them who said, I can't take an assessment and say what I'm good at because I'm not good at anything.
Wow,
so
how sad.
I said, well, let's work on the artichoke. we started peeling the layers of the artichoke, and she started talking about things that she loved in her life when she was young.
And had she forgotten about
Yes,
them?
yes, she had.
Do you think that people forget what makes them have joy?
Yes, I think so. I think so, because we have so much going on in our lives, and we have so many stories and influences from other people, significant others, family, husbands, wives, children even, you know, that we forget sometimes. People don't know what their passion and purpose is. That's my next book.
I love that. So what did she love to do?
What she loved to do when she was a young person was sew.
Ah,
She
okay.
loved sewing. And that's what girls did back when she was a girl.
Right.
And she would sew for clothes for her dolls, and then she learned to knit, and then she loved knitting. And she would knit sweaters for dolls, and sweaters for her friends, and sweaters for her friends' dolls. And she just loved doing that. And as she kept peeling, she kept talking about yarn. She loved yarn. She loved the touch of yarn, how she loved. But when she was teaching, she never had much time, because it would take she would start a sweater or start knitting, and she never finished anything. And that's what she really missed very much in her life. And as she got to the core and to her heart, she realized that that's what she really loves to do, is to knit and create beautiful things.
So did she
using
start
yarn.
knitting?
She retired early. And she found a job. I helped her with that. She found a job in a local yarn store, where she started teaching classes to young children.
So she was able to use her gift, but just in a different way.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and she was so different and so much happier.
Wow. So you really saw a total transformation of, of self.
Absolutely, absolutely. But it was buried so deep.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do your clients come to you when they're going through a transition, or?
Yes, I'm a career. I'm a mental health counselor. So I have training in mental health, and I have a degree in psychology and people in counseling. And people come to me because they have issues.
They have issues, yes.
In their
well,
career.
we all have issues, right?
Yeah.
But you're also a speaker, so you've been on the board. You've been on the board at National Speakers Association, and you're heading to Europe to speak for an association there. Talk about how your career as a counselor and speaker have intersected.
Well, I was on the board of a New York City chapter of the National Speakers Association, and I've been a member of National. I just got one of my buttons, my little
wonderful.
pin. I'm not wearing it today, but I do sometimes. And I've been a member for 22 years.
Really?
Yeah, a long time.
Wow. Do you find that being a speaker helps you be a counselor, or?
Being a speaker helps me to spread my message. It helps me, you know, my message, I was waiting for you to ask, but I'm waiting.
I want to know what your message is. Renee.
My message is to be happy.
Yes.
You know, my business name is Positivity Pro.
Yes.
And I believe in although I struggle with it myself, of course, but I believe, when I remember, my husband reminds me, you're the Positivity Pro.
PositivityPro.com,
Yes,
right?
that's me, yes.
Yes.
And I really want people to stay positive and be happy in their life, because it's so important. We have to struggle sometimes to remember, but it's really important.
Do we choose positivity over negativity? Or is it something that we can train ourselves so that we don't default into a depression or a negative?
That's a good question, because actually the answer is very depressing.
What?
The answer is we dissolve into negativity more than positivity. The research tells us that 75% of the messages that swim around in our head are negative. Are negative. So we're constantly fighting this negativity. That's a lot. And we have, do you know how many thoughts run through our head?
How many?
On a daily basis?
How many? I know I have a lot.
Yeah, you do. But we all do. They say somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000, and sometimes maybe even more.
No wonder we get exhausted.
It is exhausting. And a lot of these thoughts get repeated. And if they're 75% negative, can you imagine what we're struggling with all the time? So we struggle a great deal. This is just the human brain, from what researchers have said, that we really are more negative than positive. So we have to work really hard to really stay on that positivity side. And that's what I really hope my message is, and that's what I love to help people to do, and that's why I became a speaker.
It's such a great message, and it's so important.
Yes.
It's so important always, but at these times right now.
Always, especially now, but always, because we have the 75% negativity.
And so what are some tools that people can use
Well, the
to
biggest
overcome negativity, to stay in the positive lane? Because there are also personality types that are, like for me, I'm an optimist, and I feel like I'm more on the positive side most of the time, but there have been times where there's been great loss, and you know, it's very hard to keep myself up.
Yeah, there are times, of course, and that's only natural, and it's something. And so it's when you say that, and as a sadness, then that's kind of a negative thought, and yet it's better to say it's okay and it's only natural, because you're going to feel that when things happen, and it's all right to be negative, and it's all right to be sad, and sometimes we are, and it's okay. But what will get at people out of this feeling much of the time, and I do run some of these clinics, and I just actually spoke in Baltimore at a conference of certified senior advisors, people who deal with older people in the home, and helping them adjust and stay in the home when they get older, or helping them move out of the home into a facility, and all the problems that they have to face to do that. So this was a conference with people.
Wow.
So these were very kind, generous, gentle people. And the last session, I actually had to change the session to be the last session. They gave me a session on the second day, but it turned out I had to cancel that, and they gave it to me on right at the end.
Oh, perfect.
And
so you were the final moment.
yes, and I do a laughing exercise.
Oh, nice.
And we laughed and laughed and laughed.
So how do you do a laughing exercise?
There is something, you know, I've been doing this for many years. For years I worked at the Teachers Union in New York City, the United Federation of Teachers, and I ran a class called Cultural Relations. And I also ran programs on how to stay positive. And people would come in and they'd be so depressed from working, and they didn't even want to be there, and they would kind of come in, drag themselves in, and I say, we're going to laugh now. We're going to relax and laugh. And I say, and this is what they were doing. I was doing this for many years, but they started doing this in India. I would say, hold your belly. Do we want to practice it now?
Yes, let's do it.
Oh my
Let's do
gosh,
it.
okay. It's very fun.
Okay.
So you hold your belly,
Okay.
and I say, pick which belly you want. And people usually start laughing because I always have to figure which one I'm going to hold.
Right.
And so pick which belly. And then when I say 3, I count to 3, I'm going to start. So that's okay. You just follow me.
Okay.
But follow me. And if there's a voice in your head, which there will be, so just remember this, Quinn, there'll be a voice that will say, she's really silly.
I like that.
I'm not going to do this. You know, I'm just going to wait and watch. This is too silly for me. So that voice is going to be there.
Right.
Ignore that voice.
Okay.
Because that's the voice that's always there and is always telling you things that are negative. So
Everyone at home, I want you to do this, okay?
hands on the belly.
Okay.
And
Which one?
Whichever one you choose, it doesn't matter. I've got mine. Okay, I'm going to say 3. 1, 2, 3.
You guys are having fun out there. Oh, this is great. I love it. I love it. Oh, Renee, you can't be mad when you're laughing like that.
You can't be.
It's so funny because when you see people laughing like that, then you can't help but laugh yourself.
You can't. It's contagious.
I love that.
And they
I'm going to use that.
Oh, please do.
Oh, please.
It's so wonderful.
That's great. Oh, I love it. So let's talk about your first book about the good life after 50.
Yes.
And they can get it at Amazon?
Yes, they can. Yes, they can. And it's actually a wonderful book, but it has nothing in it about computers.
Wow.
Is that wild?
Well, yeah.
Because when I wrote it, they were just coming out, and nobody knew anything that was happening. I did it with a typewriter, and just, I can't imagine now. But there's a lot of really great strategies and ideas and tools in it of what to do and how to really take care of yourself, and a lot of stories about my clients.
Oh, wow.
So I
love
suggest
stories.
people read it.
My dad, Maxie B, is 91. I lost my mom last year, and he is so cute because he works out every day, 5 days a week, and he's like, Quinn, if you don't move it, you lose it.
I love it.
He is such an avid reader. He'll have 8 books going at once, and he is very active, knows what's going on in the world, and is very social, and thank God he's at home.
A role model.
He is a role model. And the positive.
Do you have him on this show?
I should have him.
You should.
I know, he lives in Indiana. I don't think he wants to come to this city. He likes being a big fish in a small pond.
He can do a Zoom with him.
Yes, I'll Zoom with Dad.
Yes.
But he's just a wonderful example. And my mom was such an example too. She, at 55, she rode her bike across America. And
did she?
Yeah, and just to trust her faith. And knowing that she was divinely guided, and closed her restaurants and went back and got another master's in spiritual direction, and worked in the hospitals and really made a difference in people's lives. So life after 50 was a whole new chapter for her.
Oh, wow.
And I felt that she was living more her authentic self. So I thought that after 50 she had a renaissance, and I guess obviously a lot of people do.
I would have put her in my book.
I know. She would have loved to have known you.
Oh, I would have loved to know her, but I'd love to know your dad.
Oh, my dad, he's hilarious.
I want to do a Zoom with him.
Yes. He'd love it. He'll tell you lots of stories.
Oh, that's great. Stories are very important.
Yes. So with the Artichoke Assessment, how did you come up with the concept?
Well, as I
mean, it wasn't the first lady you told me about.
No, but it was peeling back the layers, is what she did. She actually, we thought about, how could she peel back the layers, and I thought, think of an artichoke, and think of what has a heart. Because again, everybody thinks layers, onion. And whenever I say peel back the layers, people say to me, an onion.
Right.
I think, no, not an onion.
No,
it's an artichoke. It has a heart.
Right.
And I started, that was the first time, and I said, gee, why don't I try this with other people who really don't want to sit and take an assessment? And there was some who did, of course, and the standard assessments work for many people. But for some, as I mentioned, they said to me, I don't know, I don't have anything that I'm proud of. I don't want to do this, I don't.
Wow.
And so I started talking, let's peel back the layers of an artichoke. And then sometimes I'd bring in an artichoke.
I love it.
Sometimes I just bring in a picture, because not many people like the whole idea of peeling and eating.
Right.
It doesn't suit everyone.
But I like the sensory idea of it.
It's very, and a lot of people did, and we'd have a lot of fun, and we'd laugh, and you laugh. You laugh while you're doing it, and so that relaxes you also. So it's really important to feel relaxed when you're sitting and thinking about your life. And if you can't relax, and most people don't know how, unless they start laughing like we did.
That was so much fun. So they can go to positivitypro.com and they can get your book on Amazon.
On Amazon, yes.
This is so wonderful.
And this book will be out. There'll be a launch in November.
Yes.
And I would love people to come to my launch.
Yes. So can they get on your website?
Well, the best would be
on your mailing list?
Yes, that would be best for my email.
Okay. And your email?
Renee@positivitypro.com.
Great. Well, we'll put it on the lower screens, so they will definitely.
And then I will send out an announcement about the virtual launch, so you could be anywhere.
This is great.
Be on it, and people can come to the live launch.
And you're going to England and Scotland to speak?
Yes, I am. I was speaking last year and the year before. I speak at the Professional Speakers Association
How exciting.
of the UK and Ireland.
Wow.
And it's very exciting. I really love doing that. I love the English. I just love being there.
The English accent.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish I had one.
Well, what's so fun for me is that I actually have a Bronx accent, but when I go over there, I pick up the English, and when I come home, people say, "Oh, you sound English."
Oh, I love it. I love it.
It lasts for about a week, Quinn.
I know, but I love all the words too.
Yes.
Fancy schmancy.
I know.
I made my
so
debut
much.
there last year, so
Oh,
it
did
was so
you?
fun.
Oh.
It was just.
It is. They're so gracious and lovely.
Yes, and their sense of humor is
Yes.
wonderful, and they're great audiences.
Oh, yes, and they're
Yes.
so appreciative, so
Yes.
appreciative. So this year I'm running an experts table on intergenerational communication for speakers.
That is wonderful. It must be a challenge. We only have 3 minutes left, but I just want to talk about that in terms of when you're speaking to an audience, you need to know who's in the room, who's in the audience.
Yes, yes. And people need to feel that you understand them. And if they don't, for example, it used to be, now people understand this, but it used to be that people would open up their phones or they'd open up their computers, and it doesn't mean that they're not listening, but it used to be people would think, oh, close your phone, shut off your phone, close your computer.
So people multitask
Yes,
now.
yes, and nowadays they're actually taking notes.
Right.
So you can't make any of those conclusions at all about what people are doing. You have to understand.
Right.
And you have to say, if you're taking notes, leave it on. If you're not, close it.
Well, that's a good way to keep the energy connection.
Yeah, and they know you understand them, and that's important.
Yes. Well, you are just doing such wonderful work and helping bridge gaps between generations and connecting people and speaking. And I cannot wait to do the Artichoke Assessment. I'm going to definitely be doing this.
Oh, great.
And people can reach you at positivitypro.com.
That actually is my website.
Okay.
But they can reach me at Renée at positivitypro.com.
Perfect.
That's my email.
Perfect, and that we'll have tons of people there for your book launch.
I'd love
and
that.
It's going to be so exciting.
And we'll laugh. We'll do some laughter.
You must do the laughing. I hope everyone out there did the laughing with us. Renée, thank you so much for being on the show.
My pleasure, Quinn. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. I'm Quinn Lemley with Secrets of the Stage. We air every Sunday night at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time on mnn.org, Channel 4, or you can visit me at quinnlemley.com. Please subscribe and be a part of my world, and I'll let you know what concerts we're doing and who's going to be on the show. And you can also watch Secrets of the Stage on Apple, Spotify, and on Black Tie Magazine. Until next time, I'm Quinn Lemley with Secrets of the Stage.